I'm just let's go ahead and set up CloudBot real quick. This is my computer, really old computer, and while we're cooking some gang, let's try to set this bad boy up real quick. I do have that camera from my computer when I went to Florida and recorded. Got a lot of footage. I'm probably gonna take that footage and gonna have CloudBot resurface it, apply viral hashtags and all the descriptions, and just blast it across socials. That's probably one of the projects that I'm gonna set this thing up for. Now I am trying to get that gang, trying to cook that. I had to turn on the stove, the fan range because it was getting out of control over here. I almost set on fire the whole place. I mean, sheesh, that got to be borderline illegal trying to cook the yang while setting up CloudBot. All right, let's see. So, guys, obviously, you got to have a separate computer. The first thing, you got to have a separate email. Here's a threadstack@gmail.com. That's basically the setup that I set up. And separate everything, separate Gmail account, separate Outlook account. To make it easier, I set up the same Outlook, like threadstack@outlook.com and threadstack@gmail.com. Everything the same. And over here, obviously, CloudBot is going to be operating this thing. I'm not connecting it to Notion just yet. I'm just going to be using Google Drive and Docs and Sheets, that kind of stuff, to kind of provide all the detailed information for you guys. So this way you could kind of follow along and be able to replicate that same setup. Let's see where we at. Trying to get that yang finalized. This is what I do, guys. Essentially, I'm going to be tapping into, in university settings, when I'm doing things, everything is in Google, including Google Slides, including Google Images. And over here, we're just going to set up like a CloudBot workspace over here. So we're going to create our own bench. We're going to connect the APIs a little bit later. But right now, it's going to be our working doc. And we're going to put all the things over here. I'm probably going to log in into ChatGPT as well to just kind of guide us through the whole process of setting things up, getting things situated. And just jump into a regular ChatGPT. Although we'll probably just create one account real quick. So while I'm cooking this duck over here and setting up Gang, this is a separate account over here. I got to cook this up and turn on the range and everything while we're doing all that, guys, setting up CloudBot. So the duck is getting roasted, guys, getting cooked. All right, guys, we're going to set up quickly. This is a fresh new computer. Everything is running smoothly. I found it somewhere in a dumpster, really old computer. And we're going to use like a regular Gmail account to get access to our ChatGPT. So that's the first thing, you want to get access to ChatGPT. So this way it guides you through the whole process. And if you wanted to connect to anti-gravity or anything like that, you could totally do so. But if I was you, I'd just steer away from all that. Just use regular ChatGPT. Let's see, where is that duck ready? Man, guys, I'm super hungry, trying to set this whole thing up while cooking this duck. This is a yang. I got like a $70 worth of food yesterday from local Thai place. So I figured, I bet I'm gonna cook this up real quick. Obviously, guys, everything is separated on its own thing, like different things, guys. And thank you for joining and allocating a little bit of time. So right now what I did is I just grabbed this really kind of piece of junk computer, really old computer. I have another one over here, and I got like, I don't know, 3 other old ones. So, I mean, guys, don't waste any money. Just use your junk computer and set it up, separate it into different SSID. Use separate Gmail. So I give it a different Gmail. Let's see how the duck goes. So I got to cook this up real quick. That's one of my favorite food, guys, the crispy duck. I don't know what is it about that Thai food, but for whatever reason, I'm just craving it. It got this pineapple flavor and everything. Sheesh. This duck got to be borderline illegal, especially when you start setting up CloudBot while cooking it. I did have to set up the range because I almost burned the whole place on fire. I had to open up the window. Holy smokes. Anyway, so the first thing, obviously, you guys got to have separate environment. You got to have your own, like, don't connect anything. When you're setting this things up, have number one, separate Wi-Fi network. Number two, make sure you have separate Gmail account. Number three, have separate Outlook account. Number four, just create your local workbench, which is basically just going to be like a file system where you're going to be have everything in a file system. I'm just gonna open up C drive. I'm just gonna call it like, give it a workbench folder. So everything is separated. You're not mix matching anything, and you're gonna be using that clawdbot to. In my particular case, I'm obviously gonna be using it for my university work. I got a lot of presentation that I gotta create for adult students that I'm teaching in New York University. And obviously, guys, I'm using it for my car detailing brand and luxury pet brand. And the use cases are already described in previous workshops. But guys, like, look, at the end of the day, I already did all that stuff with CloudBot in previous workshops, like stirring up the pot, even before CloudBot existed. My name is Ron Wells. I'm a full stack cybersecurity and cloud engineer, former certified math teacher for the state of Connecticut, and your ticket to freedom. Guys, look, here's what I'm going to tell you. Number one thing, the most important part, you're going to have entire brand new perspective on how bots will operate. If you're getting cooked trying to figure out like how to take control of your virtual assistants and trying to explain to them anything that you're trying to do to make extra income on the internet, and they're just not listening to you, then forget about all that. You're going to use CloudBot, and in combination with a couple of the workflows that I'm going to show you, that will allow you to take control of your feudal kingdom, whatever that feudal kingdom may be, whether it's a luxury pet brand that you're building as a pet project or a car detailing brand. I don't know, maybe you're a cook, maybe you're some sort of a blue collar individual who just love to, I don't know, utilize bots to control your HVAC or tankless water heater or your printer or whatever the case may be. Heck, your Ring doorbell. I had an annoying person literally just taking their dog, taking a poop outside of my house constantly near the window. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. I posted the door on the next door, and I guess they wanted to find out whatever happened to that person who kept just bringing her dog in front of my window constantly, and the dog is just taking a poop, and I couldn't do anything. So finally I was like, I bet I'm just going to connect it to the Ring CloudBot and let the CloudBot just talk to the person, say, hey, look, this is private property, you got to get the hell out of here. So the bottom line is, guys, at the end of the day, setting up that CloudBot will so we're going to go through the first steps. I don't know, maybe let's see, can I use a microphone to kind of go ahead and, yeah, let's go ahead and allow that, and we're gonna just talk to ChatGPT. I bet. Look, I'm trying to set up CloudBot. Don't mind me. I'm just cooking some crispy duck. But look, I need a little quick setup for my subscribers for how to do that on an isolated PC environment, complete secure environment. I already got it installed. I have a separate Gmail account, threadstack@gmail.com and threadstack@outlook.com. It's a brand new laptop. Well, actually, a really old laptop, but brand new Windows. I just had to format the whole thing. Can you go ahead and give me step-by-step instructions real quick while I'm cooking this duck for my subscribers? Just make sure it's a secure environment. Go ahead and research a little bit out there on the internet to see what's up, just to make sure that I'm not going to get cooked. I'm going to be using CloudBot for a couple of use cases. I do have some GitHub libraries, and I have Notion as well. Can you make sure that you give me a precise plan for how to clone my Notion on my local repository and my local workbench, and provide me step-by-step instructions for how to create incremental backup. So this way, if CloudBot screw up, I don't want to be a process prisoner trying to figure out what it did and then get cooked. I kind of don't want that. So figured out a way for incremental backup, regular type of backup, like every Saturday, whenever, and before the major change. So make sure that CloudBot has that set up. And let me know about which skills I could actually use, because apparently I don't want to get cooked downloading some random skills and getting hacked. I definitely don't want that. So also, a couple of things. Give me the guardrails for my subscribers that I need to implement. I'm going to try to implement them as well. I need to figure out a way for how to create a router. Because I don't want to waste a lot of tokens. I kind of want to utilize Opus 4.6 model, but you know what? Make sure you provide me a clear explanation for how I could use Opus 4.6 with a failover to Sonat and Google Gemini as well, because I don't want to utilize those tokens, and I want to do this intelligently. I want to switch over intelligently. Also, a couple of things. Give a shout out to my subscribers in a mix of doing this while we're doing this vibe coding and brand building. And so this way they could feel important about themselves. And do me a favor, one more thing. I need to know all sorts of other guardrails that could be set up. Prepare a complete explanation for CloudBot for how to set it up with a secure environment, ranging from guardrails, the type of guardrails that I need to implement in order to make sure that CloudBot doesn't go rogue and start escaping from my Wi-Fi network and start doing all sorts of chaos for my Airbnb guests. I don't want that. So the next thing, what I need to do, give me a concrete setup for a Windows environment. I don't want it in a containerized environment. It's a brand new Windows environment. So figured out the best way to do that. Give me a complete print, complete breakdown, step by step. Find out all the skills that I should not be installing and give me the skills that I should be installing. A couple of things. I do want to make sure that I have a couple of use cases handled. I feel like a little process prisoner. I'm trying to get any kind of slides done for my university work. I don't want that. I don't want to feel more. I don't want to feel like a process prisoner. Give me a way for CloudBot for how to make sure that it creates slides with Notebook LM. Because what I spent a lot of time creating slides with CloudBot and doing Notebook LM. I mean, not with CloudBot, but just manually, and doing Notebook LM and then creating presentations, trying to figure out the speaker notes, trying to add them. And it's just pain in the neck. Figured out a way for how CloudBot can go ahead and do that for me as well. Make sure you have complete explanation for Opus 4.6 and include the documentation for Opus 4.6 with a failback to Sonnet and some other models. I'm not going to be running any local models. I'm just going to be running APIs. Give me all the precautionary steps that I need to do in order to secure my API keys. And also a couple of things. I'm super interested in some of the use cases for my luxury pet brand, specifically with growth, with a brand outreach. I feel like a process prisoner trying to reach out to brands and talk to them, and they're not listening. I don't want to do that anymore. Let CloudBot do that. Figured out a strategy for how to combine Notion together with CloudBot. So this way, CloudBot can just reach out on Instagram to people, to brands, and then come back and bring everything into Freedom Fusion System CRM, which is go high level. And also figured out a human in the loop element, because apparently you can't really do any of that stuff when it comes to brand outreach, because social platforms can ban you. It's against their, yeah. So what happened? Okay, I think it's building. I think it's loading. So I think that prompt, guys, was kind of a long prompt. We're trying to get the thing going, guys. And thank you for allocating a little bit of your time. My name's Ron Wells, and I'm super busy right now trying to get that Gangpei Yang out of the way. You know, I got this fridge over here. We got some good Russian food over here. I don't know, guys, but I speak multiple languages. One of them is Russian. Let's see, what do we have? Don't tell me this thing got cooked. Don't tell me this thing got cooked and I got to repeat myself. Oh my God. Well, anyway, guys, what matters is that everything is recorded on chat. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, well, yeah, let it cook. So we're gonna create the repository, guys, for you. All the precautionary measures. I got this stupid wrench that's just making so much noise. Like, I gotta turn that off, but I almost set the whole thing on fire, guys. I gotta use the dishwasher. A couple of things. I wanted to kind of show you guys a couple of things. I do have this camera that is kind of laying around from my Florida trip. We're gonna give another context, and we're gonna grab context from. We're gonna take all those videos. There's like thousands of videos while I was in Florida. You could take a look at the trip that I took in Florida, and let's see, we got the. So it looks like we got everything cooked up. So what we're gonna do, we're just gonna copy and paste that, and I'm gonna make that available for my subscribers. And of course, if you're watching this, you could get that for free as well. And a CloudBot setup. Guys, by the way, this is my point of view, my perspective. You're getting that perspective not just from some random Joe, but from a full stack cybersecurity and cloud engineer. My name's Ron Wells. That's my profession. That's what I do. And of course, I figured you may wanna just hear that perspective from me versus from some a random Joe on the internet and get yourself cooked. So guys, look, right now I gotta get this thing food. I gotta get the food. Let me see. Do we have any drinks? Do we have any drinks in here? And of course, guys, I don't know if you have any drinks, but I do have that sauce. Man, that sauce is so good. If you ever get a chance, this sauce, you're probably gonna jump out of the window if you ever get this sauce, guys. When I went to Florida, I stopped by Georgia and I got this sauce. This is the best sauce that I ever had in my life. Oh my God. But anyway, just trying to find something to drink. Do we have any beers over here? Man, I don't know. So guys, look, a couple of things. I wanted to show you my tankless water heater that's constantly breaking down We're going to try to get the clawdbot to repair it with a plug, with a smart plug as well. And of course, we're going to talk about it. We're going to show it to you. For now, let me just kind of eat the food. I'm going to continue with the next case.